Hello and welcome to Yoda Soda Creations podcast. Girlfriends who are trying to suck moves to be able to recent live in part finally at SummerCon.
I thought you sounded. I thought you sounded not at normal location. But yeah. So the past week, I have not streamed at all. I have not recorded any videos. I have just been tired as all hell. So yeah, not very productive. Although I did go to a Magic the Gathering pre-release event earlier today, and I pre-release for the Marvel superhero set. I didn't really get any great pulls or anything. Like, there's a few cards that could be useful in the right deck, but I needed the other cards to really put it all together. So I got there at around 12. I put my deck together, and then the first round I went 0-2, just like got completely wiped. Second round I actually went 2-0, although the last out of those two was really intense at the end. It was just like stalemate back and forth kind of thing. And like since I participated, I actually got an extra pack. And it turns out if you do the pre-release events, at least at some game stores, if you use the registered email account that you have for Magic Arena, you actually get an extra set of packs on Arena as well. So yay, even more packs to open. Kind of like an extra incentive to actually go to these events. Like, hey, you participated in one of our events. Here's some extra bonus to help you get started on Arena as well. Mind you, I already did the pre-order 50-pack thing for the set, so I'm gonna have a lot of packs to open. Plus, like, you get like 2 or 3 extra bonus packs when a new set comes out. So, and I'm gonna be recording that pack opening on Monday. I've just been kind of chilling, just watching videos. Like, my energy levels are slowly leveling back out, but like for a good while, just like I just did not want to wake up. So this week, I forget. Let me check. Go into my mail. So Monday was the 15th. Okay, so yeah, I did do the cat secret lair. Unfortunately, by the time I got to check out, 2 of the ones I was going for was already sold out. So I only was able to get 2 of them. However, it was the 2 that I was primarily going for in the first place. Like basically it has like 2. They each have their own utility land. One is like, oh yeah, pay 2 life, add a colorless mana. If you use to cast an instant or sorcery, it can't be countered. So it's good for when you really want to get the spell through. The other one is just like, okay, pay 1, sack this thing, get a basic land. So just look, it's a good deck thinner. Basically usable in basically any deck, really. So that was good at least. I also got the shipping details for my the back to school secret drop, which actually includes the My Little Pony cards. So according to the shipping info, I should be getting them around Thursday-ish. Now the real question is, well, several questions. A, are there any chase cards for the bonus card that's included? And B, will I end up getting one of the card printing plates? Because yeah, for some reason recently for the secret lair drop, some people have just been getting like the printing plates for some of the cards. It's like, is this some weird gimmick thing they're doing, or has Wizards of the Coast's quality control really gotten out of hand? On the side, I don't think I recall hearing anything about people finding cards from upcoming sets in any of the pre-release kits yet. So, yeah, they're doing better than last time at least. Then again, we also got spoiled on some more of the Hatsune Miku's secret lair deck cards, so, oh god, that is gonna sell out so quick. Like, they may actually have to get up the shenanigans to actually try to get a hold of one of those things. Like, normally I go on just one browser, one window, and it's like I hope I get in. I may actually have to go in with several different devices, different browsers, each with their own checkout timer. It's like, okay, is this what we're really doing here? Like, is this what I have to do to actually get a hold of these cards? I'd rather not, but like with the scalpers, I may have no other choice. So it's like, yeah, I may have to like get my login info set up on like several browsers, my phone, maybe my Steam Deck, my Thor, whatever else device I can think of. Yeah, it's kind of cheesy in the system, but like, you do what you gotta have to do. It's either that or end up having to pay like $700 later or from a scalper or something. At least $700. Yeah, so yeah, did card stuff. Other than that, nothing really. But anything that if anything else that happened. So yeah, I think that's basically it for my week. So yeah, how have things been going for you?
Well, Sunday was normal. Finishing up. If necessary, any details last night, as well as from the previous night, as well as But that also mean last week as well as. Other things you should come about, including choice of lunch. Amongst a few other things. And of course, putting up with heat and those other things. Trying to make sure things throughout the week went without too many hitches, as of course. Thursday had to spend some time for pre-prep before heading out. Once again, trying a new approach to this particular event. Once again, trying a new approach to this particular event. These last 2 years have been did put in with Soda Creations. Well, terrible, just not ideal. Your strategy and play this year is this, so like I said, your strategy and play. So far, very good success. Hopefully, with you spend time left carefully. Let's see if we get at least certain hard ones out of the way, so don't need to worry too much about. This window, so to speak. Here's some how to record revisits. For certain circumstances. So it depends on their policies that I seem to have learned. I was going to finish up from from this standpoint. I don't think I'll be running into any difficulties for the time being. In terms of certain how certain telecommunications are going. Step is interesting this year. A lot of times you would expect a convention at a fairgrounds to not take advantage of certain fairground standards well. This year was a little bit different. Some using a few more using a bit more space this time around to clean some special comforts. some very arcade games, as well as railroad rights were operating between some of the operators, at least two of the places being used. Probably get into those myself, but still interesting to note. Not sure if that's going to be a fixture for next year, but we'll have to wait and see. Here's a rather but it's been faulty in some aspects. So I was able to continue this time.
Oh.
Yeah, so far things have been interesting. Your approach isn't doing too bad so far, but hopefully I'll be able to keep up a couple lists by being able to move towards further areas on the morrow. Hopefully I will spend the time wisely.
The video for tonight. I had never heard of this before. Which, I mean, isn't exactly new for what we do here, but I mean, this is definitely interesting. Yeah, Bane and the Dragon. So, since I'm probably not the only one who's never heard of this, a rough overview. So there's this girl, Jane. Like, she's the girl in waiting, yada yada yada, but she doesn't want that. She wants more, but not in the usual more. Like, no, she wants to be a badass knight. So anyway, one day a dragon shows up, captures the prince, and she goes off, and she ends up befriending the dragon. they're pals now. So, yeah, apparently people were cool with that, and it's like, okay, you know what? You took care of the dragon issue. You can be a knight in training. We are totally fine with this. Like, this is a fairly progressive medieval society. Well, yeah, I guess they go on adventures and stuff. But anyway, so yeah, Jane and Dragon. Dragon doesn't actually have a name; he's just called Dragon. But they're hanging out, going on patrol, and meanwhile, back at base, back home, her dad's worried about her because like he's her dad. Anyway, Dragon's telling Jane all about like so he was in this cave and like, had a really bad itch because scales and all that. So, like I was like scratching my back against the cave wall, and it opened up into a secret tunnel. Seriously, you mentioned a secret tunnel, and it's like, oh my god. Obviously, not an Avatar reference, but it's like my mind just can't help but think Avatar reference. I mean, that's not the aim. There's talk about cabbages later. But anyway, so yeah, it's like, yeah, like he found the secret tunnel. It's like, yeah, I want to check this thing out. And Jane's all like, yeah, that sounds awesome. They're like, yeah, well, she's all about the whole nightlife, night with a K. She is also all for that exploration as well. But like they get back and her dad greets them. It's like, yes, like, could you perhaps like go over some stuff here? And it's like, but it's like, I don't know, I wanted to do secret, I wanted to do tunnel stuff. And Dragon's like, no, chill. We can do secret tunnel stuff later. Hang with your dad. My dad's not around. Wish I had time to spend time with him, but I can't. So yeah, chill with your dad for a bit. So Jane's all like, uh, so she goes with her dad and goes over stuff like, okay, so yeah, counting all of these things, like, does that number match what we have down here? It's like, yeah, like, okay, but just to be sure, we're gonna count again. But we already count. It's good to be sure. Then later, like, okay, the merchant shows up with some salt, and like Jane's ready to like mark all this down, but her dad's like, wait, that's half full. What are you talking about? It's like a full thing of salt sounds totally different. Like this is like half full at best. And the merchant just tries like, well, I mean, I still need my pay. It's like if you had delivered the actual full amount of goods, I would pay you, but this is not what I paid for. And the merchant tries to argue like, oh well, it's on the buyer to assume all issues and like, yeah, this merchant is totally just trying to scam him. But it's like, yeah, Jane's dad is like totally calls him on his crap, and it's like, fine. So like, I think at this point, Jane's getting slightly impressed with her dad because I'm like, okay, he is very observant. Like they do some other stuff, and eventually James allowed to go off with Dragon to explore the secret tunnel. So like, off they go. Now, obviously, her dad's still worried about her, but like, okay, gotta trust that she'll be fine. So Jane goes off with Dragon into the tunnel, and it's like she crawls in there. It's been a tight squeeze, but that's fine. So like she checks it out. It's like, okay, not much going on here. Also, there's some ruins along the cave that were supposedly put there by Dragon's dad or something. But like, so yeah, Jane's checking out this secret portion of the cavern, and Dragon decides like, okay, I want to check this out too. So like he squeezes it, squeeze it. Oh no! He kind of collapsed the cave behind them. They're kind of stuck there. Oopsie. Like, okay, how to get out? How to get out? Okay, so this is where we came from. This is where there used to be an entrance. And Dragon's like, no, this is fine. Let me just. And Dragon's like, no, no. If you move the wrong rock, you could just make this even worse. You could like completely collapse this whole cavern. So to like just chill. Like I'm gonna look for a different way out. And but then she sees something in the corner. Like there's someone else with them. Well, would have been someone else with them. Yeah, it's a skeleton. And she identifies it by the mixing of swords and stuff. Like, okay, it looks like it's a bandit. So like, wait, we got him here because you cracked open a hole in the wall. But he's here, meaning there has to be another entrance. And they quickly find said entrance. It's a hole in the ceiling. Actually, a pit trap. I'm like, okay. A bit difficult, but I think we can work with this. Or at least Jane can work with this because, yeah, obviously the dragon cannot fit through a pit trap. I mean, he can squeeze his head up a little bit, but only so far. So Dragon helps push Jane into the pit trap. Like, so she starts climbing up. Meanwhile, back at home, Jane's dad is worried about her, and it's like, okay, yeah, she's never this late. Like, something is seriously wrong. And he talked to some of the others, and like, so she was with Dragon, right? Like, she'll be fine. Dragon wouldn't let anything happen to her. And it's like, again, like, this is a female knight they're talking about. They're like young female. How old is Jane anyway? 12. Jane is 12. Wow. Yeah, they are very supportive of her. Like, ah, like this is actually rather refreshing. Like, normally they'd be like, she's just a child. She has no place being a knight. But no, they're like, oh yeah, like she's great. Like, Dragon's cool. I mean, Dragon's a pain in the ass, but like he's still good. And like he's got her back. So like this is this is like very refreshing to see. But it's like eventually it's like okay, wait. Earlier, Dragon scribbled out on the ground a map of the tunnel system he was going to explore. But we also have a tunnel system nearby. So like if I cross-reference that with these old maps, like okay, so it's that there. Okay, I'm going to go save her. And then the young Smithy comes along and is like, okay, yeah, you are not going alone. They head off to go rescue Jane. Meanwhile, Dragon has got his head stuck in the pit trap on the bottom side, and Jane's like trying to work her way out, but it's a really long pit trap, and her arms are basically jelly at this point. Like she's almost at the top, just like she just does not have the strength to make that final grab towards the top. But by this point, Jane's dad and the Smithy are there, and like, okay, there's these ruins here. Yeah, Jane thinks that it was left there by Dragon's father, and it's like, okay, that means there's a trap there and there. So yeah, apparently Dragon's dad left these markers down. It's like, okay, yeah, just watch out for these traps here, Dragon. You'll be fine. So yeah, they eventually get to the pit where Jane is barely hanging on, and like they get her out and like, okay, Dragon's still down there. We need to go get him. And her dad's like, don't worry, like we got this. Like we'll get the guys. We'll, we'll get beams in there to support the ceiling. And Jane's like, you know what, you're getting all this written down. Can I help with that? It's like, oh yeah, they eventually get Dragon out. So afterwards, they're just chilling. It's like, okay, we are just enjoying the sun right now after being in that cave for so long. This is nice. And it's like, yeah, Dad is cool. So yeah, Jane gets a fine appreciation of her dad, and all is well. Like she didn't really dislike her dad, but she just wanted to go out adventuring and stuff. But yeah, yeah, like this was an interesting show, interesting episode. Admittedly, the art style takes a little getting used to. It's like, how should I put it? It's weird. Like, it's should I even put, like Pixar should not like at Pixar level, like Shrek, but like less refined. I'd say. Would you say that's about right?
About that. This series is actually a co-production with Red Digital, who, as most people are familiar with, were co-responsible for the Peter Jackson's like the Lynch trilogy. So the faces might look a little familiar.
Yeah, the other production was Nelvana. Which, yeah, like no stranger to animation, them. I did actually look at like the voice cast, and most of them, it's like I have no idea who this is, but like, okay, so two of them, I found like, okay, that's actually something. So first off, we got the voice of Jane's mom, who is also the voice of Luna in the Deacon Cloverway dubs of Sailor Moon. As well as the jester who happened to voice Arthur for about 20 episodes over seasons 7 and 8. Like, I those seasons, like, so okay, that was Mark Randall. Yeah, from 2002 to 2003. Apparently, the voice for Arthur just is not very consistent over the years. Huh.
Decent reasoning, though. Much like how Michael Cera, who, of course, we now know about Scott Pilgrim, changed from Brother Bear. Yeah, if they end up keeping kids at a young age for a long time, that position has to be swapped every now and then.
I was about to say that, like, Yeah, it's like child character. Yeah, once puberty hits, then yeah. Unless their voice doesn't really shift that much, like kind of have to get a new voice. But yeah, it's like honestly, it was just like those two that actually had like notable to me other voice roles. Okay, admittedly, I never watched Arthur, but like, oh, well, that's a popular character. So like, okay, yeah, like the voice of Jane. It's like, um, I have never. Okay, she was actually Sister Bear in the Berenstain Bears, 2002 to 2003. Other than that, it's like I have not heard of any of this. So,
We're, we're learning that at least two of the
oh,
cast. We're learning that at least two of the cast members were the main singers in the theme song, which is one of those ones that's going to be stuck with me for years.
take that back. I did just notice something that I have actually heard of, though I haven't watched. The voice of Jane also voiced Atomic Betty. Like I said, haven't watched the show, but I have heard of it. Uh, yeah, like interesting show. Like characters are not bad actually. It's like there wasn't anyone that I didn't like aside from like maybe the merchant. And that's just like he was totally trying to scam him. But everyone else is like they're nice, they're supportive. It's like none of them are really all that unlikable. So good on the writers for that. Yeah. Also, apparently, the series is actually based on a series of children's books.
As I said before, that's usually Nirvana's flair.
Yeah. Yeah, so apparently there's like 5 books in the series, running from 1988 to 2008. Yeah, apparently the inspiration it was because apparently she hated how fairy tale story. She hated fairy tale story because the girls were wimps. There. Ooh. Okay, so apparently in 2022, the original author started publishing Dragon Blade, a Jane and the Dragon novel, actually available to read online. So technically 6 books. Well, okay. So the first 5 are children's books. This one's a novel. But I mean, hey, if anyone grew up reading the children's books, novels probably right up their alley. Or just give the novel to kids. I mean, kids should read too. gonna look up some of the other voice actors that I'm not sure if they even showed up in the episode. It's like, okay, is there anyone else that did stuff that I've heard of?
I think standardly they always.
Okay, so
I think standardly they always show the ensemble cast at the end of, well, during the credits.
yeah. So probably the voice of the king also voiced Snow Miser in Miser Brothers Christmas. Okay, this one voiced. Okay, this one actually has a decent filmography. It's Sir Theodore Bormaster with the character. Okay, let's see now. Voice of Cranky Kong in Donkey Kong Country, the TV series. Additional voices for Busy World of Richard Scarry. Probably used in Highlander the Final Dimension as Stosh. I have no idea who that is. Wait, Final Dimension, which one was that? Final Conflict. Okay, so the third film. And then, let's Benedict Campbell. They were Evan McKay and Chamberlain Milton Turnkey. Okay. Probably was also the voice of King K. Rool in Donkey Kong Country Return to Crocodile Isle in 2023. Papa Bear and Berenstain Bears, so we got Sister and Papa. Also King K. Rool in the late 90s Donkey Kong Country cartoon. Okay. Also voiced Don Vicente Marino Ramirez in Highlander, the animated series. Not actually, but very similar looking to Sean Connery's character from the movies. Yeah, the show actually ran for 26 episodes, so not a bad run. Given that it was based off a series of children's books, there's really so much material you can get out of it without, I'm pretty sure they probably did create their own stories from it, but you can only dream the well so much before you run out of material. So, like, 26 episodes, that's a pretty good run.
Like I said, would it be involved? Would have some implications, and those who have seen them for long enough will probably get certain visual notices. For those who have been Tolkien enough. As I said before, not the most refined work, but it is a TV show, so just needs to be enough for that particular realm.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'd never heard of this series, and looking at how it was broadcast, like, okay, originally aired on YTV in Canada and on ABC in Australia. Apparently, it did eventually get around to Disney Junior on the Disney Channel. So, by the time we got to that point, I was probably already not really watching TV much anymore. Honestly, by like the mid 2000s, I was primarily just like, okay, Toonami, maybe some Adult Swim, that's about it. And of course, keep in mind, I was primarily a Cartoon Network child. I didn't really pay Disney or Nickelodeon too much mind at that point. And also by that point, I was basically all in on the anime train. It's like, God, I remember back in the day, it's like, oh God, like new episodes of Inuyasha are taking so long. I'm gonna turn some fan subs. Never did actually get around to finishing the whole series, though. I did at least get to see the movies. Yeah. Has the other did anything else? So, the author of Jane the Dragon also did some illustration for some Brothers Grimm books. Then did some writing and illustrating for some books from based on the Watts TV series. I don't know what Watts is. Oh yeah, that is definitely children's show. Yeah, New Zealand children's television actually, which explains why I've never heard of it. But yeah, it's like okay, admittedly that between 1987 and 2009 there wasn't really anything going on. Like no, okay, the bibliography is a bit off. It's like 1988, 2000, 1989, 1991, 1985. It's like, what are you doing? I mean, yeah, they're keeping like the books together by a series, but it's like, isn't it supposed to be in order by year? It's like 88, 89, 91, 96, 2000. Okay, so yeah, so from around 2000 to 2009, she wasn't really doing anything, but then work picked back up again, slightly. Okay, well, actually 2008 and 2009, and then nothing really until she started working on Dragon Blade. Still, that's not a bad line of work over the years, especially when you're doing both writing and illustrating. I imagine that takes a whole bunch of hell. Illustration alone, I imagine, takes a while. So, oh, oh, I misread that. Apparently, a guy is the author. Okay, that's even better, actually. Like, it'd be one thing if it was a lady writing, it's like a guy writing about like, oh yeah, like girls in fairy tales are so lame. Why can't they be like more like hoorah and stuff? Like, okay, good on them. Apparently, and Richard Taylor of Rated Workshop are founding partners and owners of Protecto Pictures, a New Zealand-based IP development company creating children and family entertainment properties. So, yeah, I got a whole company thing going on as well, which also probably takes up a good amount of time as well. That company was behind Thunderbirds or Go. Cool. Okay. Looks like a fun series, and I definitely recommend checking it out. Even if the animation takes a little getting used to.
Like I said, if you're familiar with a certain design during the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings Tolkien run, you might catch on pretty quickly.
Yeah. Then again, I also grew up with Reboot and Beast Wars, so I'm used to kind of slightly wonky animation. Maybe then.
Okay, so I think it was around the midpoint of my time watching Cuba when it was a thing that I heard this fire. It's more often than not they run unsponsored advertisements, with only occasionally bringing in a sponsor every once in a while. So kind of rushing down that. Some channels will occasionally take more onto their own properties and only will offer a few sponsorships for commercial stunts. But yeah, I ended up watching a few episodes over time and naturally intrigued.
Honestly, thinking about it, this would have fit right in with some of the stuff I was watching back in the day. Like, I mean, I was watching Buffy, Xena, Sailor Moon. Like, this would have slotted right in with those.
And I mentioned the motion capture bits got me a bit further interested, although it took me some time to realize that, seems to combine the Peter Jackson Tolkien movies. Well, in part.
Yeah.
I don't think I remember that's in terms of the few that I saw, but I bet a little bit with the whole father appreciation thing that a lot of TV shows usually do.
Yeah.
Going further than the average. Some average tropes. As much of course the names probably won't stick with you so much, but always never hurts to look into them. Some they will naturally have some interesting resumes that resonate with you in some ways, and makes you realize there is talent, just more often than not underused.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, from some music and a few other things. To research to see if there was anything that was worth sliding into this particular point in the year, and made a surprising good choice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this was a good pick. Like, yeah, we could have done like a Father's Day episode of like one of the shows we typically go to for our holiday stuff, but it's like, something different, something we haven't checked out before.
Something in this that we haven't covered before, as like I said, I stuff you up since back in the day, but surprised never figured out the slot until now.
Yeah.
See, the chancellor might break out of the follow up thing that might be the thing for this year for once in a while.
Right.
But yeah, it still isn't freaking as I remembered it. Got me on this revisit with the credits in terms of studios, and again, good. Thematical. All right.
Yep. Which beat up. No big sets of game announcements this week. Like, got that taken care of last week. It's like, yeah,
I think those events have passed at this point,
well,
so
yeah,
slightly back to some more menial stuff.
yeah. Honestly, when they bunch all the different like showcase things, streams or whatever together, it's like, okay, it's not E3, but it's basically E3. Just everyone's hosting their own show on a separate day. Right.
There are some things similar to E3 that have fairly recently kind of claimed around that position.
Yep. Oh, apparently Tom Holland revealed that he was one of the first to find out that Robert Downey Jr. was cast as Doctor Doom. Quote, I hung up the phone and told Zendaya, Downey's coming back. When do I get to grace that set? I'm so curious of what this does what does this mean for Peter? Like, no, Peter was already starting to go actually do his own solo stuff, not having to tie into anyone else's character arcs and stuff. Like, no, he's regressing. Then again, when I saw the of Brand New Day, it's like we got the Punisher showing up, we got Hulk showing up. So who knows?
Yeah, I was about to say if they continue to play the cards right, at least he won't be desperate and begging for any quote unquote life savings.
Yeah. At least now it seems like there isn't anyone that's supposed to be like the mentor character. It's like, yeah, these other characters are there, but they're in like a lesser supportive role and not like the teacher. For now. Which has released farewell artwork to celebrate the end of the amazing digital circus. And what a run it was. Too bad about the fan base. Then again, you can say that about basically any fan base. Fan bases, am I right?
I'd say this one's a bit more. I'd say this one's a bit more on the lines of Gravity Falls, except there's only one season this time around.
Yeah. George Lucas has been cast in Minions and Monsters. Jordan Peele has a script ready for his next film. Casting is not expected to start for another few months. Oh, the story for the new Spider-Man horror comic series has been revealed. A young man is transformed into a hideous spider hybrid by the ruthless Oscorp Corporation in the pursuit for eternal life. It's always eternal life. When Oscorp begins to use the secrets unlocked by his mutation to create more human-animal hybrids, he must embrace his grotesque new form to fight back. So basically what you're saying is, what has science done? Son, MGM is no longer releasing Luca, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name's Artificial, a biopic about OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. The studio says the film will be better served at a different studio. However, it is important to note OpenAI inked a major partnership with Amazon recently.
GOADAGNINO.
Yeah. I'd say like Guadagnino's or something like that. Got first teaser slash trailer for a couple of shonen manga animes. Chainsaw Man Assassin's Arc, and Jujutsu Kaisen Season 4 Culling Game Arc Part 2. Like, oh god, Chainsaw Man. It's like, I wonder how much the fan base is gonna fall off of the anime just because of what they did with the ending of the manga. Because it's like, the hell. Hey. It reveals the covers for Benjamin Percy and Kev Walker's Midnight Fantastic Four, and Philip Kennedy Johnson in Cytron's Midnight Spider-Man. The Midnight Line debuts this October and will center around a horror take on the iconic Marvel characters. Ray Parker has closed an 8-figure deal to write, direct, and produce a new original horror film for Universal. Jason Blum and James Wan are attached as producer for Blumhouse and Atomic Monster. So new original horror film. Ooh. Could we maybe get in a new original Universal monster? Maybe, probably not. Like, not sure how much they really want to go on in that kind of thing after the whole Dark Universe thing flopped at the gate, like at the entry gate. got a new teaser for the Punisher and Spider-Man Brand New Day. Director Michael Sarnowski says the death of Robin Hood is inspired by real stories from the Middle Ages. Quote, I was looking back to some of the earliest ballads about Robin, which were very brutal and intense. There's actually a lot of authenticity to this version of Robin. Jim Carrey is in talks to return as the Grinch in a new Grinch movie. Ron Howard is set to direct. Okay, first, a few things. One, didn't he complain about all the work that had to be put into all the makeup and everything in the first Grinch film? Two, didn't the first didn't his first Grinch film not get received all that well? And three, I thought there was like a ban on live action in Dr. Seuss stuff. Like, I swear that was a thing. Four, you already did a Grinch movie. How are you making a new one? Five, dude, I thought you were mostly retired, mainly doing Sonic the Hedgehog. What are you doing the Grinch again? I think it was 6 at the moment, but I'm pretty sure there is a 6 to go along with the other 5. But it's like, you get what I'm saying? Like, all these various things about, like, why he never would have done another Grinch film, and yet he's doing another Grinch film. Why?
Three things.
Like,
Three things. I do hear him talking to Universe how occasionally one kid will come up and put in his Grinch and he'll do the face.
fair.
As I said,
because Jim Carrey is very expressive.
as of the last time we brought something like this up, I'm pretty sure he might work better in the motion capture suits.
That's fair. Technology has advanced a good amount, so he would have to go through all the stuff he used to. So, okay, I can see that.
Finally, if this isn't going to be a quote-unquote remake per se, it would be interesting to see what I see.
I thought I heard it was supposed to be like a sequel.
Yeah. A lot of times follow-ups don't often take advantage of the whole change of character thing that usually comes about during the end of the story. So,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm expecting.
I was looking at like all the various people who played the Grinch, and it's like Stephen Carl Stevenson, Rocky Run himself, was one of those people. Also, Benedict Cumberbatch.
I think the latter is I think the latter is a bit more notable.
Yeah.
And of course, we can't forget the classic legend himself, Boris Karloff.
Of course.
I can't remember I don't think I got the credits for the follow-ups for that version, but
Okay, so apparently a sequel of the original story was actually released in 2023 called How the Grinch Lost Christmas. So maybe they're basing it off of that?
Hmm.
I don't know. Alright. Let's see now. Manny Jacinto and Thomason McKenzie have been cast in Fallout Season 3. I just had a thought like, oh wow, Fallout's doing really good. Oh my god, they're not going to try to make an Elder Scrolls series, are they? With that one, I could easily see it being see it being an anthology series. Who knows? Series based on the Warrior Cats books is in the works at Disney Plus, releasing in 2028 on Disney Plus. We got some DC Comics announcements. First up, Legion of Superheroes, a new ongoing comic launching this September from writer Joshua Williamson and artist Hayden Sherman. Then we have Superman the Stranger, a 6-issue Black Label limited series from writer-artist Wes Craig, launching in September. The comic will be set in an Art Deco-inspired 1930s metropolis, following Clark as he starts his career as a superhero. Okay, interesting take on it. Cool. Then we have the Doom Patrol, a new ongoing series from writer Darcy Van Polgeest and artist Nico Henrikon, whatever, launching this September. The series sees the Doom Patrol broken down in their luck, dragged into something larger while searching for a missing cat. It's like, I think that's how you start with like a D&D campaign. It's like you're searching for a cat, and suddenly like, oh no, the cat went into a dungeon, and then it just all goes downhill from there. That one's actually used as like a opening plot for a D&D campaign. Okay, that's some game news. The cover art for GTA 6 has finally been revealed, releasing November 19th, assuming no further delays. First teaser for the final season of Outer Banks, releasing August 20th on Netflix. First get Taika Waititi's next film, Clara and the Sun, starring Jenny Ortega and Amy Adams, follows a robot brought by a family to help them heal physically and mentally in a dystopian future. In theaters, October 23rd. I'm just thinking, like, that could totally be a subplot in a Fallout game. It's like a family just having a psychiatrist, Mr. Handy, around. Uh, right? Okay, first poster for Alley Cats, a new animated series created by Ricky Gervais. The series follows a group of feral British cats who face challenges as they seek companionship. Hey, Ricky, hold on. you know it's bad, but it's like famous person controversy, and they have several listings by year. Uh, yee. Hmm. Anyway, Tom Hanks explains that toys can't hurt you like technology can. Quote, no one has ever had their feelings hurt by playing with a toy. Even I have had my feelings hurt by reading something on the screen. Though many kids have been physically hurt by toys, like lawn darts. Lawn darts are not actually toys. They like there's a reason why they're banned, but and actually slip and slides too. Like I think I once lost a tooth on a slip and slide. Huh. Yeah, toys can totally hurt you.
Thank goodness for UL, I guess.
Yep. A multi-part Knicks documentary is in the works at A24 and HBO. The series will follow the Knicks' entire history up to their first NBA championship in 53 years, directed by Ben Stiller. Oh, huh. It's like I can imagine it. And now it's like, wait, the Knicks won? Oh, oh, okay. Someone, get on us now. Like, our time is now. We finally have something for this. Evil Dead Rise will take place in 1972, a decade before the original film. The film has a visual look of warm, grainy, Chrome film stock from the same era. The Heroes has been cancelled by Netflix after one season. Tom says making Spider-Man more street level is one of the changes he made for fans in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Quote, the fans really wanted the street level Spider-Man movie that felt relatable, that didn't necessarily feel like saving the world. And I mean, yeah, it's like, that is typically what Spider-Man is about. I mean, yeah, he gets dragged into the big multiversal events, but primarily his things are more down to earth. Christopher Nolan shows the process of how IMAX film is processed and edited for The Odyssey. Quote, the design is I mean, it is a very human process. I read that quote and I was reminded of those like YouTube shorts of like the whatever device it is, like okay, like and just be like, oh god, and it's like the AI voice being like the design is very human. Oh, Spider-Man's new suit from Spider-Man Brand New Day is being added to Insomniac Spider-Man 2, releasing on July 28th. Got a first look at Alien vs. X-Men, a four-issue crossover series from writer Kieran Gillen and artist Geraldo Borges. The series also includes a bonus story by Chris Claremont. Alrighty then. Now, also in Spider-Man Brand New Days, Spider-Man vs. the Hand. also got the Hulk and Scorpion. And a first look at Rambo in Fortnite. Because of course Rambo is coming to Okay, to be fair, Rambo actually fits in Fortnite. Like, John Wick, yeah. Rambo, sure. Like, Sonic, not so much. Speaking of Sonic, Sonic is coming to Fortnite. Because of course. So, Mike Myers says Austin Powers 4 is going to happen.
Down to returning as Dr. Evil for a /errant service corporation that I do not wish to talk about.
It's like they got the crew back together. It's like, and honestly, despite the years that have passed since then, they still rock the look. Like, they look good. First trailer for Disney's new animated film, X. The film follows a girl who discovers her magical abilities and sets out on an adventure into a magical realm. In theaters, November 25th. Got some visuals of Shrek 5 in theaters June 30th, 2027. Also got a first look at Donkey's Wife and Kids. This one was amazing. CBS had to pay an undisclosed amount of money to Lee Mendelsohn Film Productions after Stephen Colbert played licensed music on his final show. The company is donating those proceeds to Chef Jose Andres World Central Kitchen. I didn't actually watch that episode, but I think it was basically a case of like, oh no, this music is copyrighted, or whatever. Like, whatever will we do? I'd like. It's not like they're gonna cancel me or fire me or something. Basically, it was his way of sticking it to CBS. It's like, oh no, they'll be on the hook for or paying the fee for this. Well, not my problem. Like, CBS had already burned that bridge. Lee Sung Jin says Marvel's X-Men reboot will be bold and take huge swings. Quote, Kevin Feige just wants to take a big swing and start anew, not be beholden to any of the movies that have come before. Which, I mean, yeah, that's perfectly fine, because like there's a whole bunch of baggage to deal with all the previous X-Men movies, like the various retcons that have happened, and it's like, yeah. Speaking of X-Men, Hugh Jackman confirms he will star as Long John Silver in a reimagining of Treasure Island from Ridley Scott. Quote, Jack Thorne wrote this amazing script, so fingers crossed we get it up and get going. Apparently, Tom Holland spent a lot of time listening to podcasts and watching YouTube videos to see what fans were yearning for when developing Spider-Man Brand New Day. He also researched what fans loved about McGuire and Garfield's suits to design the look of his new suit. It's like, Okay, someone who's actually paying attention to the feedback. Yay! There needs to be more of that. Okay, so got a first look at the Fast and Furious popcorn bucket for the film's 25th anniversary re-release. Ah, okay. His car. Oh, the next step of Godzilla crossovers. Got a first look at a Godzilla and Wizard of Oz crossover comic, the Kaiju of Oz. Because Godzilla can't damn well stay in his own dimension. Like crossing over with Wizard of Oz, crossing over with Sonic. I think one of those ads for the Sonic crossover also is paying homage to Attack on Titan, but that's beside the point. Probably crossover with DC at some point. Crossover with Charles Barkley. Yes, that was a thing that happened. Yes, Linkara did a review on that one.
Kinda.
Yeah. Ooh. The opening sequence for Adventure Time side quest has been revealed. The prequel series follows Finn's early childhood on monster fighting adventures with Jake. Got the official logo for the Batman Part 2 in theaters October 1st, 2027. It is... Yep, that is the Batman Part 2. That's about what I would have expected. Very basic. But what's even better, we get a first look at Gordon's mustache. I mean, maybe. I still will say it's going to be hard to beat Gary Oldman in the role. Like, he was just really good. Okay, so the first look at Heads, a new stop-motion animated film from McKinnon and Saunders, the studio behind Fantastic Mr. Fox, which we actually covered here a while back. The film follows a dystopian world where severed human heads can live independent from their bodies and where the poor can sell their heads. Please don't give them ideas. Russo brothers debated killing off Iron Man in Avengers Infinity War. But we thought, they're not expecting it. This could be the best place to possibly do it. Then we went, fuck it, let's just do it in the next movie. To be fair, that was for the best because it was like essentially the culmination of his entire character arc. Going from like selfish expletive to making the ultimate self-sacrifice. So it's probably for the best that they decided to hold off on that. Obsession director Curry Baker says studios must understand that Gen Z audiences are tired of slop. Quote, we want good movies back. People are still hungry for movies that are original without some big IP, as long as the story is good. Meanwhile, as for crossovers again, Marvel Comics announces The Muppets Take the Marvel Universe, an anthology one-shot to celebrate the 50th anniversary of The Muppet Show. The issue releases this September and features a team including Zdarsky, Woods, Starks, Henderson, Cadenhead, Baldion, Allen, and more. Is it wrong that I want Deadpool to hang out with the two guys who hang up in the rafters that heckle the group? Then again, this is the Muppets, so Deadpool probably won't show up. Let me take a look. Let me see the cover. Oh, Deadpool is on the cover. Oh my. We will have to wait and see. Again, I can kind of see Deadpool as someone who actually likes the Muppets, so maybe willing to tone it down a bit. James Gunn confirms a Jimmy Olsen and Gorilla Grodd show is in the works. Quote, "We start filming soon." Ooh. Mark Hamill's reportedly been cast in Twisted Metal Season 3. Okay, on one hand, cool. Other hand, honestly surprised Twisted Metal is getting the Season 3. Like, out of all of, like, the shows based off of video games, the fact that Twisted Metal gets 3 seasons so far is honestly very surprising. Which leads me to believe that the writing must be actually pretty decent. Which is surprising because, like, who was playing Twisted Metal for the story? Like, I know when I played it back in the day, my main focus was like, oh yeah, blow up the cars. Apparently, Curry Baker was offered $2 million to rewrite Obsession and have Bear as the hero. Quote, "I'm not rewriting the script to make Bear a guy that does all the right things." I don't know who Bear is, so I have no frame of reference here, but I'm assuming Bear is not a great person. Also, apparently, Curry Baker says he has a cool idea for Obsession 2 that will be made in the future. Quote, "I'm not saying it has to be 5-6 years from now, but I think people would be just as excited for it to come if it came a little down the road." Evans reveals he will return as Steve Rogers in Avengers: Secret Wars. Now, are we talking Old Man Steve Rogers, Alternate Universe Steve Rogers, de-aged or de-aged from being old Steve Rogers? We'll see. And it's got some interesting news for Doctor Who fans. David Tennant, Nicola Coughlan, and Jodie Whittaker have been cast in Only Murders in the Building, Season 6. It's good, because if there's murders happening in the building, they're going to need some doctors. With that cast, they have like 1, 2, 3 and a half. Right? About 3.5 doctors there. 3 regular, 1 meta crisis. So that counts as half at least. Got the first look at Auli Carvalho as Jessica Cruz in My Adventures with Superman Season 3. She will lead her own Green Lantern spin-off series. The first Lego K-pop Demon Hunter set has been revealed. It'll cost $70. Hey, yeah, silly demon cat thing? I haven't actually watched the movie, but yeah. A documentary about Manchester United is in the works that will follow the club during the 2026-2027 season, releasing in December 2027 on Prime Video. The Dead by Daylight movie is officially happening at Blumhouse. Thorder Paulson is set to direct the film. Alexandre Aja and David Leslie Johnston McGoldrick wrote the script. Begins filming in 2027. Okay, question. How is this gonna work? Because isn't Dead by Daylight's whole thing is like, yeah, they're trying to survive as a killer, but all the killers are from various horror IPs. Like, okay, so it's Blumhouse, so they have Five Nights at Freddy's. But it's like, how is this gonna work? Because like the whole gimmick is that it's a huge crossover. Dead by Daylight even had by this point. Okay, so at Halloween, Behind, Leatherface, Nightmare on Elm Street, Saw, Ash vs. the Evil Dead, Ghostface, Stranger Things, Silent Hill, oh, cool, Resident Evil, Hellraiser, The Ring, Nicolas Cage. Not actually a horror franchise, but it's Nicolas Cage. Alien, Chucky, Alan Wake. Oh, they did Alan Wake. Cool. Dungeons and Dragons, Tomb Raider, Castlevania, cool. Tokyo Ghoul, Five Nights at Freddy's, Walking Dead, Jason, Terrifier, the casting of Frank Stone. Okay, mind you, they do actually have, I guess, their own original killers. Well, let's face it, no one plays Dead by Daylight for the original killers. It's like, yeah, I want to kill off all the players with Ghostface or the Demogorgon or a Cenobite or a Xenomorph or a Lich or a Dark Lord. Okay, Dark Lord, that's actually Dracula, but I guess for copyright reason, isn't Dracula public domain at this point? What's a good guy? A good guy is Chuck. Okay, for some reason, in like the title, I guess they. Okay, so I see now. So the killers actually go by titles, but it's actually the characters. So okay, that makes sense. Yeah, like it'll be interesting to see how they do that. Thanks and Tim Allen said you can't make a Toy Story movie without Woody or Buzz. Quote, is it the Beatles without Paul or George? That's debatable. I mean, some would say that Woody's story by this point is kind of played out. Which is why I like. Isn't it not really even his story this time around? Like, focus mainly on I forget her name, but like Jessie, I think. Like the girl toy. In my defense, I haven't watched Toy Story in like a couple of decades. Okay. Kathleen Kennedy says that Harrison Ford and Steven Spielberg struggled with the inclusion of aliens in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Well, they didn't want to do a Raiders movie that involved aliens, and they kind of got into a fight with George Lucas about it. I mean, yeah, that's a stupid idea. If the choice has a new invention, the Originator, in a new Phineas and Ferb short. Okay, yeah, that is a thing that it exists. I gotta look at Emma Frost in X-Men '97 season 2.
For some reason,
They got a new poster for season 2.
I almost confused her with Joe Casto.
Dana Terrace announces she'll be at the Annecy Festival this year for the first time since the pandemic. Neat. Erica Henderson says her very first recording session in Hazbin Hotel is her least favorite thing she's done on the show. Quote, it's like me reading the book and it's sort of like the story of hell, and you can hear I'm nervous. I don't really have the Charlie voice yet. Which that's understandable. Like first ever recording of any show will be a bit on the rough side because I haven't gotten used to the character yet.
Yeah.
Remy, voice actor Patton Oswalt, says he wants to make Ratatouille 2, but he doesn't want it to be a money grab. Quote, if director Brad Bird gets an idea, that's the one I want to do. Game Over's creator Ross O'Donovan says the show uses game escalation of mechanics and fights. Quote, you've got to bait the boss. Normally in games when you beat a boss, you get an ability. Now he has the spin attack and he's using it to redirect things. Okay, that's cool. Disney has announced its animated Christmas special, Mickey's Home Alone, inspired by the 1990 holiday classic Home Alone. The special will debut this holiday season on Disney Channel, Disney Junior, and Disney Plus. Okay. The only way this works if this Mickey is Fantasia era Mickey. absolute chaos gremlin. Any other Mickey, I'm not too sure I could see him really doing the whole Home Alone thing.
Even so, IP crossovers at this point are probably the best direction to go now with Home Alone itself.
Yeah, honestly, there hasn't been a good Home Alone movie since, like, Home Alone. Okay, some people say there hasn't been a good one since Home Alone 2, but I'm actually one of the people who liked Home Alone 3. Mind you, I think it's because I had it on VHS, so I actually saw it more than I saw the originals. So, yeah, slight personal bias on that one. Ooh. Code Lyoko will officially return after 19 years. The sequel is currently being written with the entire original team returning. Nice. Okay. Got some anime news. Rich Girl Caretaker TV anime reveals second promo video and more cast. Super Psychic Policeman Shoujo anime's video reveals cast. Just Like Mona Lisa manga gets TV anime by Shaft. Ooh, Shaft, nice. Magic Repo Man anime's video unveils cast, more staff, and October TV debut. The Exiled Heavy Knight Knows How to Game the System anime's new video unveils Riona's ending song. Black Clover Anime Season 2 unveils director, October TV debut. Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun Season 4's second main promo video reveals more cast. Okay, so that's getting Season 4, nice. Onimusha, Way of the Sword release date may come sooner. Our executive says that Pocket Pair won't use AI in games. Like, damn it, we may rip off designs, but at least we do it ourselves. Seriously, it's like, what in one of the new trailers, tell me that one of those things is not a Masquerada. So, all new Mega Pokemon and abilities in Pokemon Champions Regulation MB. I heard that one of the Mega Raichus is pretty busted. Moon Game CEO says Xbox leadership was too focused on past. Okay, Nintendo listing reveals new details about Ocarina of Time remake. Let me just pull that up. The N64 Classic Reborn is a full remake for Nintendo Switch 2. Experience Ocarina of Time with stunning visuals, updated design, and timeless gameplay. So, we'll see. Could be like a full proper remake. They could take it in a slightly different direction, like the Final Fantasy remakes. Because, I mean, to be fair, Ocarina of Time is where the whole big timeline divergence happened, and there is time travel involved. So, it's not out of the question that they change things up a bit. Maybe flesh out some details on stuff. I don't know. That one. Tokyo Revengers War of the Three Titans arc's third trailer reveals October 2nd debut. Mistress Mistress Cannon is Devilishly Easy anime gets second season. Anime Banashi anime gets second season in January 2027. Red Cat Ramen anime's second season reveals more cast in January 2027 debut. Yoroi Shinden Samurai Troopers anime is second part previews, ending theme, and new video. A Livid Lady's Guide to Getting Even TV anime reveals more cast. Dorohedoro anime's third season reveals teaser video. New Ranma 1/2 anime season 3 previewed in second trailer. Mappa reveals Chiboto Psycho anime for release on Netflix. Ah, yes, a nice, cute anime involving violence, drugs, and poverty. This is totally going to be like a panty and stocking with garter belt situation, isn't it? Like, it looks all cute, but it's like, oh god, what is this? Like, I saw like a little teaser for it, like, okay, that's cute. Oh my god, what's happening? That time I got reincarnated as a slime. Season 4 reveals promo video, visual theme song artist for second part. Bandai announces a new Naruto card game. Cyborg 009 Nemesis reveals July 19th net debut. Persona 4 Revival game announces new English voice cast. Unfortunately, like, yeah, they recast all the characters like they did with Persona 3, and maybe they bring back some of the old cast for some side roles or something. That would be nice. Like, okay, yeah, this guy, yeah, voicing the protagonist. Like, I haven't heard of any of these characters. Okay, oh, but Daff, okay, cast in. But I mean, like, he's replacing Johnny Young Bosch. Like, oh man. At least I have the anime. No, the musical announces cast for London run. As yeah, apparently the Death Note anime is coming to London. Neat. Oh, wait, what? Oh, this is new. Oh, according to multiple leaks, in 12 years, Bleach will be returning to Weekly Shonen Jump for the Hell arc. Context, the special one-shot that teased this arc came out 5 years ago. Keep in mind, this hasn't been officially announced. But honestly, with how many series have ended recently for Shonen Jump, and were they in Shonen Jump? Basically, a bunch of popular series have ended recently, so they could probably use a little boost at this point. Okay, so bit of Tokusatsu news. So for those uninformed, Super Sentai had its final season replaced by Gavon Infinity, but with that ending, the series to replace it has been announced. Kakusei Hunter Omega Horn. Okay, interesting. Ooh, protagonist is a treasure hunter. Nice. Okay, looks interesting. Might check it out at some point. Maybe after getting caught up in all the other tokusatsu stuff I have to get caught up on, which is a lot. Not to mention all the anime and non-anime, and God, I'm never gonna get around to it, am I? Oh, the Masters of the Universe is set for a sequel despite the dismal box office. So cool. Like I heard I heard good things about the movie. Like honestly, I was figured that like it was never gonna be like a huge hit, but it would basically end up as a cult classic. Like these kind of films always kind of end up that way.
Like I said last time, kind of the same thing's happening with Minecraft.
Yeah. Yes, slight update on the new Naruto card game. Apparently, it's releasing in 2027. Actually, let me check. How many Naruto card games have there been? Hey. So there was the original Bandai card game that got discontinued in 2023. Apparently, they're also doing the Kaio cards, which wait, aren't they also doing the Pony cards as well? Ah, yeah, they are. Huh, interesting. Like, okay, now I'm curious. Like, what IPs are they actually doing cards for? Okay, make it a list. Okay, shop that. Maybe that'll tell me. Okay, so yeah, My Little Pony, K-pop Demon Hunters, Naruto. Yeah, that seems to be the ones they have over in America. But by the looks of it, they had some other stuff overseas as well. I'm actually curious about this one. I was like, what haven't they done? I'm trying to find out. But like everything's just like, oh yeah, for this franchise, here's all the cards for this particular set. It's like, no, I want to know everything they've done. Mario Kart series. Like I've been aware of the My Little Pony cards for a while now. Like honestly, I haven't been picking them up because like I'm already involved in a card game right now, and I mean I got involved with the previous My Little Pony card game, and then that swiftly got discontinued. Yeah, I'm not finding any answers here. Anyway, I'm going to continue looking through the message board, see or whatever, seeing what other new stuff pops up for this week.
Sorry, said release Critical Wings Narnia film theaters internationally for Netflix on February 12th, 2027.
Oh, the Backrooms in its second day in French theaters has already overtaken Toy Story 5 at the box office. Like, on one hand, not bad for Backrooms. On the other hand, oof for Toy Story. Okay, Marvel delays debut of the Midnight Universe, all three books to launch simultaneously on October 7th. Now, Hunter x Hunter will return in issue 31 of Weekly Shonen Jump. How long has it been since the last chapter? It's like, oh, apparently until issue 32. So, oh wait, no. Okay, I think that may have been a joke. But, I mean, honestly, with this series, I wouldn't be surprised because, like, the amount of hiatuses this guy has gone on due to his, like, the author's health issues and. Like, it's so bad people have actually created a chart to map out the hiatuses. For reference, the current hiatus is at 62. 62 issues on hiatus. With the previous release streak being 10. I really need to offload his work. Spies will have a double-length special for the 25th anniversary season.
Been explaining game event, some interesting designs, and if anyone's been around the comics long enough, I'm pretty sure they took some inspiration from that. Also, in convention company California, Fred's mayor announced September 30th November 1st in Fresno, California.
In second of the form. It's something that we announced this week. Okay, so apparently pre-orders for Grand Theft Auto 6 will officially begin on June 25th on digital storefronts and other select retailers. So, yeah, people can get their orders in soon.
Liberty Train Box Car Restoration Company separate exhibit. Hell's release is one of our debuts. Double scale. Ambivalent blue and gifts models. Sony drops PC and adds AI to the official PlayStation Business Strategy Summary.
sure they will not regret this whatsoever. See, that's what we like to call foreshadowing. Because yeah, they probably will regret this eventually. Before I forget, yeah, Summer Games Done Quick starts tomorrow, so yeah, if you like speedruns and you like helping charity, check it out. Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna be doing for the good chunk of the next week. I can actually get to play on my TV. That would save a screen. I just like be nice to have on in the background. Then again, I had to find my controller. I don't think I've used this TV since like the last charity gaming marathon. Then I believe Zeldathon is like middle of July or so. So thankfully, I have some time and I have time before that happens. So yay! This out. So apparently, the Steam page for Persona 6 is actually up. So yeah, you can add it to your wish list now if you want. That's cool.
Halton County Railways Ice Cream Nets. Scheduled sometime next month. As is the Ashburn Train Show New Zealand. As well as the Chronicle Train High School Holidays. Got some progressing according to plan in the Western Gate intersection for the harness narrow gauge.
Ooh. Oh, apparently Epic Games announced collaborations with a number of games for Epic Games to release to have cosmetics in Fortnite. But apparently, after upon the announcement of heavy AI integration in Unreal 6, the developers of Vampire Survivors have decided to re-examine the collaboration. Yep, Epic screwed up again. This is a pretty good one. Final Fantasy Tactics Evil East Chronicles has gotten a new update featuring New Game Plus. Which, like, okay, that's really cool. Apparently, there's some difficulty options, so, I mean, probably not at the level of the hard mode difficulty that some of the mods have, but honestly, that could probably be modded in easily, so, yay, New Game Plus. Also, like, Zodiac compatibility function, I don't know what that is, but, let me take a look at... Okay, so apparently it gives you a proper chart for, like, the weaknesses and strengths for the zodiacs of each character, and apparently there's, like, special bonuses for some combos. That's pretty cool. And like a bunch of quality of life options. Yeah, that's. I really should get around to picking the game up. Ooh. So, it leaked revealed that Nintendo of America has been incorporating Microsoft's Copilot AI tool into its work, but in an unconfirmed capacity.
So we go towards the friends family of Beal, 2004 Cox Plate winner. Edwards. Recent received Nikki awarded Queen's Gallantry Medal. Jude Burrows, Will and Grace. Tom Dreesen, Spaceballs. Ripley Duke of Dorchester. Play Free, Superman. Bobby Prince. Doom, Duke Nukem, Bullseye 3. D. Brent Johnson. Empire Strikes Back Alien. Sheaton Elf. Oliver Tree. Composed Invincible. And the most notable one goes to Dovey Chase. Spirited Away, Leo and Stitch. As carefully as possible. Hoping that synergy will work as well as getting back rather than the last 2 years. See what else comes up with me. Coming week, coming some things.
Mm-hmm.
And so single that lineup. New station will go back listed. Hope soon attend this again. Have fun at the con as well, and hopefully we'll see you next week.